Okay, this is something that most people wouldn't think of when they think of Breath of the Wild, but I really hope they bring back the dogs. Not, it's not an integral part of the game, but it's a niche community that people really liked about the game. It's a small detail that really worked for a lot of people. There's the entire concept of petting all dogs speedrun. Those are really cool, and they should bring back dogs. And not only should they bring back the dogs, they should expand on the dogs. Like make it a somewhat integral part of the gameplay. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. You had I think one of the older games you had wolves as pets and stuff. You just made the dogs the pet and then let him follow you around. And I guess dogs can't really teleport with you, so you leave them behind. But be able to make a dog your pet at least. Just something within that field. It'll just be a really neat and cute things to the people who enjoy the games. Because who doesn't like a dog? And maybe have dog customization, so you could find the perfect dog for you, and you just leave it at a ranch somewhere. You come back once in a while, just play with him. Oh my god, that would be so cute. What else about dogs? Yeah, just don't remove dogs, and I'll be happy if I could just have another dog there and have those mini missions where the dogs help you find stuff. It's just really cute. Trying to get that tail off Luffy because no reason, but now thinking about it, what if I could pet the dog in Breath of the Wild? Like, okay, so what I'm thinking of is that there's no actual gameplay related to petting the dog, so you can't actually get anything from it, but you can do it anyway, and it'll just be so cute. Because I think in the original Breath of the Wild, there's no animation to pet the dog, and that is something that I first time I saw a dog, I just looked at it. It was like, let me pet it or let me interact with it in some way. And then of the day, you could feed it food, so it's not terrible. I want to be able to pet it too, just for the extra added cuteness. I mean, look how cute that dog is. It has to be included in the game. I'm not even doing this right. It's a really quick sketch because I have few ideas, but they have to add the dogs, please. Okay, so I'm just gonna add one tiny little frog here, and why? Because yeah, I think frogs should be in the game. Yeah, I don't think it harmed the game to have a frog in it. It really definitely built up the world. This whole Breath of the Wild theme. So frogs, yes. Frogs as cooking ingredients. That one I don't particularly agree with. I don't think that frog should have been cooking ingredients. Okay, I've thought about it, and I think the frog should have been used as a poison because it's pretty common to find poisonous frogs out in the wild. So that's what they should have done. Instead of turning them into elixirs and using them as edible things, which is kind of counterintuitive to this whole poison idea, they should have give a variety of frogs and use them to make poisons. I mean, in the same sense, the same number of frogs dying, so you can't say, oh, you shouldn't be using animals as stuff like that. And there are poison in the game, in a sense, the whole blight stuff. So, okay, I'm not saying the frogs should become blights, but use them as poisons, but keep them in the game, because one thing I liked about frogs is they were, at least for me, a challenge to get, because I'm not a very patient guy, I'm not a very stealthy guy. So, I would put on my stealth suit and just cut grass, and then frogs would just appear out of nowhere, and I'll go and capture them. And that is a memory that I do not want to forget, so I would say keep frogs in the game. But just change them up. I don't want them as food. I've hidden 3 Koroks around the place. I'm gonna hide more as the project goes on. But anyway, what I'm talking about Koroks is, I think Koroks as a design idea, something where you travel around the world and they're just there. So you're not looking for it, but it's a cute little thing that just shows up. I think that's a really defining feature of Breath of the Wild. And it's not something you think of when you think of Breath of the Wild, obviously. But without it, Breath of the Wild would not be the same game. And I think for a lot of people, that was the draw. That this game was so different from anything else they've ever seen before. And Koroks were definitely a part of that. Okay, so when you think of Princess Zelda, you obviously think of, okay, you don't obviously think of, but I think something that you should think of is the Silent Princess, which is like her unique iconic flower. And I see them in the same way as I see Princess Zelda. I want more of them because whenever she is there more, these flowers should be there more. And I really want more Princess Zelda. Like, obviously, she's not the appeal of the game. Like, I'm not playing this game for little girl, but I feel like she is really integral to the plot, and Princess Zelda, Silent Princesses are really integral to her character. So hand in hand, they should go together a lot more. Okay, so this little red box here is what we call a natokong in from where I'm from. So it's this like shrine you put on the ground or put up in a tree, which represents like I think from what my dad said, the god of the earth. So like not the world, the planet we're on, but like your local region. So this is the god of where you are. So you pray to him, you give him some food, you do some draw sticks, so you bye bye, which means like you burn some incense and pray to them, and you make that god happy. So I feel like this would be a better approach to the goddess statues that we have in Legend of Zelda, because the goddess statues I really did not understand what they were in a sense, because they never really gave an explanation of what they were. Just there, and they would give you shrines and hearts. And I've lived in the West, and I don't exactly know what they are either. 'Cause I understand this game is quite influenced by Western culture, but I don't understand what they're supposed to be. So I'm thinking with something like this, it's at least to me, it makes some tangible sense, and also it is rooted. I'm not sure about all Eastern culture, but in my Eastern culture at the very least. So it would make sense in terms of the game. It would make sense in terms of the environment. It makes a lot more sense than what we already had. So just hoping they add something like this. Okay, so for this section of the video, I added a lot of very small, tiny, intricate details. It's not stuff that you would notice. Okay, it's stuff. Some stuff is noticed at first glance, but it's more just world building. I'm trying to create a world. So these small little things to help bring it all together. Well, if you like today's art log, the next thing that's coming out is the actual video. So tune in for that and see you later. Also interact with this video if you enjoy it. Regular jazz. Bye bye.